January 7th, I believe it was, I left for San Francisco to go to Vietnam. Got on a plane, I went to Anchorage, Alaska, had to refuel. Only problem with that is every time you refuel, you have to get out of the damn plane. And it was colder than shit up there. Then went to Japan. Then ended up in Vietnam. I'm not sure exactly where I was, quite frankly. I could have been at Phan Rang. I don't think it's Phan Rang. Bien Hoa, may have been at Bien Hoa. May have been at Tan Son Nhut. I'm not sure at that time. Anyway. So when we get off the plane, you go in this little building there, and as you go in, there's a bulletin board, and there's a regular sheet of paper up there that has the list of all the people that came in on that flight. And you look at your name, and over the side it tells you who you're assigned to. And I was assigned to the 173rd Airborne Brigade. And then it tells you where you're assigned to and where you're to go. And I was to go to An Khê. So I looked around and found a flight to An Khê. So I get on the plane, fly to An Khê, get off, go to the 173rd Reception Center, this little building with some cots and stuff. And people go in there, they're coming in as replacements, and then they go in and tell you what unit you're going to. Well, I'm sitting in there, and these two sergeants come up to me, and they said, you know you're going to a line unit. I said, yeah, I know I'm going to a line unit. They said, why don't you come with us? You don't want to go to a line unit because you're going to have to take orders from some dipshit first lieutenant that didn't know his ass from the hole in the ground. And they said, you come with us. We're long range patrol. And you will make your own decisions because you'll run your own team. I thought about that 3 or 4 minutes and said, that sounds like a pretty good idea to me.
And how did they pick you out for that? Was this random chance, a casual conversation, or they have you
No.
for that?
They were hunting for people. And see, I'm not that smart right now, okay? I'm a newbie. I don't know what's going on, okay? And what I didn't know at that time and later found out, E6s, that was my rank, were scarce as hen's teeth. And everybody and their brother wanted one because there weren't very many of us around. I mean, out in the field, E6s were running platoons where an officer should be. In fact, in some cases, they were running companies because they didn't have any qualified personnel. So once they saw me, I mean, they started salivating because they knew damn good and well, we want this guy, And the reason they wanted me was so I could run a long-range patrol team. I mean, that's what I was there for. So I thought about it for a bit, and I said, yeah, okay. They said, grab your duffel bag, let's go. I said, well, shouldn't I tell somebody? They said, no, just come with us.
So much for orders.
Yeah. Well, I was basically AWOL right then and there when I walked out with them. So we went over to the headquarters. I walked in and reported to the commanding officer. And he said, welcome, thank you, So I was assigned to the 3rd platoon, but the 3rd platoon was out. They were, I forget where they were now, I don't know. So the only platoon that was running missions out of An Khê was the 2nd platoon. So I was assigned to them. So once I pulled my gear, my M16, all my stuff, started loading up my magazines, the guy came in and says, you're running a mission tomorrow. I said, okay. And that was good because I was getting experience before I had to run my own team. So the next day we went out. The 2nd mission I went out with them, that's when we hit our first action. We ran into 4, I don't know if they were NVA or VC, I don't know who they were. We just casually ran into them and started a firefight. I don't think I even fired my rifle. Things were happening so fast, I didn't know what the hell was going on.
So when you say casually, that means you were on patrol, and I'm assuming it was jungle conditions.
Yeah. Okay, but when we talk jungle, this is a forest. It's not a jungle like you see in Brazil and stuff, and they're chopping stuff with machetes and this. This is the Central Highlands. These are triple canopy. Most of them are. That means the first, there could be trees 100 to 150 feet high. Okay, and then you got that layer, this layer, and then the bottom layer. And it's underneath, it's fairly clear because there isn't much light. It's a very, almost like twilight down there, okay? So this is the kind of terrain we're working in. This is mountainous, heavily forested. These areas had never been logged as far as I know. They were still primal forest. I'm sure it's not that way now because that very valuable timber. But anyway, we walked the trails. A lot of people said you shouldn't have. But the thing was, we were working in the back areas where the NVA, this was their home ground. And they're not going to booby trap a trail because they're going to kill their own people, you know. Besides, we could tell pretty much if they were trying to, but most of 99.9%, we never had to worry about that. And just what happens, we're walking a trail, we turn a corner, and there they are, there we are, and that's shooting time, you know. You got to get on them quick, and you got to kill them quick. And we had good people that were good shots, and they killed all 5 of them. But like I say, I don't think I fired my weapon once.
So when you came upon each other, how close were you? Like, was it 50 yards?
Oh, God, no. Oh, no.
Was it 20 yards?
No, 10.
10, ooh.
10, 50. A lot of times from here to the edge of the room over there is where we started fighting.
Wow.
A lot of troops in Vietnam were in firefights or in actions, and they never saw anybody. I mean, it's just random hot metal flying around. That's what it is. In our case, we were up close and personal. We were. So that was the first time, and then I knew then I had to be able to slow things down because things were happening too fast. You had to make good decisions or you're going to be dead. So that's the one lesson I learned right then and there.